We're going to dive right into a CBS News investigation into what police and sheriff's departments do with their old guns when they upgrade their weapons. CBS News partnered with two nonprofit newsrooms, The Trace and Reveal, and also with CBS stations. And we all discovered that thousands of former law enforcement weapons end up being involved in crimes every year. So the question is, should law enforcement really be in the business of selling used firearms? National investigative correspondent for CBS News and Station, Stephen Stock, reports.
You know, another family lost another child at the hands of a firearm that shouldn't even be on the streets. It shouldn't even be on the streets.
Candace Leslie's only son died 3 years ago, shot 4 times outside his apartment. Detectives gathered a gun involved in Cameron Brown's death, but they've made no arrest.
I'm losing trust in the people who are supposed to protect and serve us.
But what Candace didn't know, until we told her, was that a weapon involved in her son's death here in Indianapolis was a former police weapon from a sheriff's office more than 2,300 miles away.
Using public records, CBS News traced a gun involved in Brown's death, a Glock 21 handgun, to a sheriff's office in Stanislaus County, California.
There's no reason for police firearms to be in the hands of teenagers.
I would say to Cameron's mom, I'm very sorry for your loss, but my organization had nothing to do with it.
Stanislaus County Sheriff Jeff Dirksey told CBS News Los Angeles he makes no apologies for trading in used guns. He says that saves taxpayer money when the department updates its arsenal.
I mean, it's a legal transaction. I mean, I'll go back to so if I legally sold my old used patrol cars and somebody uses that in the commission of a crime, is that our responsibility? I would say no.
During a 16-year time period ending in February 2022, the ATF traced 52,529 former police service weapons to crime somewhere in America. On average, that's more than 3,200 guns every year, 9 every day.
I'm glad the sheriff from Stanislaus, California, went on camera to talk about the gun that was later used in the murder of somebody. And he makes a good point. They're saving money, helping taxpayers, but while that makes sense locally, it doesn't make sense to someone who just lost a child.
Yeah, I have a deep appreciation for our investigations because it never crossed my mind what police officers do with their weapons once they get rid of them or upgrade.
Now to our investigation into how thousands of guns, once carried by police officers, are turning up at crime scenes around the country. CBS News partnered with nonprofit newsrooms The Trace and Reveal to survey nearly 200 police departments nationwide, and most told us they trade or sell their used guns. Here's CBS News investigative correspondent Stephen Stock.
Attention Northwest 22, person shot.
Indianapolis has a gun problem.
EMS is around.
Firearm deaths of young people last year jumped 70%.
Another family lost another child at the hands of a firearm that shouldn't even be on the streets. It shouldn't even be on the streets.
Changed by a gun originally meant to protect and serve.
Maurice, the ATF is required under federal law to melt down its guns. The White House Office for Gun Violence Prevention would not agree to talk to us.
Eye-opening reporting. Stephen Stock, thanks so much.
Thousands of those former police weapons wind up in the hands of criminals. National investigative correspondent Stephen Stock reports. Stephen, were any of the police departments that you spoke to open to stopping this practice?
Indianapolis police chief did express concern after we shared our data findings with him and said he would be open to it. He said, quote, that's a lot of guns, and he was considering changing policy, but he said it would be ultimately up to the community and to city council. I can tell you that Minneapolis police told our CBS team in Minneapolis that they would stop this practice after we shared our findings with them. And we learned late today that Boulder County Sheriff in Colorado, outside Denver, is now considering changing the practice because of what we found.